Hey, you guys, good evening. Good evening. It is your girl, Himiko Siddiqui with the T. I got one of my questions from my vets today who was asking to refi, not to refi. What do I do, Miko? So tonight I'm going to answer that question for you. And this is going to be particularly for everybody, but particularly specific to my VAs who might be thinking, I don't have to pay anything because I have a VA loan. Let's talk about it, but this applies to everyone, all right? So as you are coming in, do me a favor on the left-hand side, hit the share button. On the right, hit the hearts because you know I want to love you back. Tonight, we got to talk about these finances, all right? Where are you chiming in from? A lot of people have been having this question, to refi, not to refi, what's going to happen with the market space, all that kind of stuff. So tonight we're going to walk through that together as a group. What's up, Demetrius? I see you, honey. Good evening. Good evening. I see you. What's up, David? I see you, honey. Now, make sure you guys do me a favor and share this message, because not only you guys within our circle have the question, but there are many people all across that have had this question and they're trying to figure out what to do, and they need somebody to give them the tea that is not looking for anything in return. All right. So what's up, Elder? I see you. Good evening. Yes, I see you. Put down in the comments if you have that question, to refi or not to refi. Just put down there, I do, so I know as we're going along tonight. So really quickly, let's talk about this. I want to give you guys a little minute to chime in because I know Facebook takes a minute to notify all of you. Good evening. I see you. I know it takes a little time to get you guys notified. But anyway, let's hop right on into this. Tonight, the question is refi, not refi. What do I do? Let me talk about the T. So let's just say that this is a VA home that you own. And the value that you owe on the house, the loan amount that you owe is $567,000. Now, when you're refinancing, it's really important to understand you have to have equity in the house in order to do a refinance, even with a VA loan, because there are going to be closing costs. Have you ever heard a lender call you and then they say to you, it's not going to cost you anything? What's up, Anthony Bailey? I see you. It's not going to cost you anything to do the refinance. We can just do it and we can roll it into the loan. And you're thinking to yourself, what does that mean? Well, let me get clear. All right. So whenever you have a property, the value of 567, you need to have at least 80% value, which means the value in your neighborhood and of your house should be about $708,750 if you're at 567. All right. So let's just say that you do have the equity there of the 20%. And let's say your current loan is at 5.75, and the lender that is calling you is saying, hey, I can get you down with points, that's the key word. I can get you down with points to 4.75. Let me just tell you, because you might be asking, well, what are points? Points are when they take of your equity to buy down the interest rate, okay? Buying down the interest rate. So what does that mean? 1 point is always equal. Let me flip this away. Sorry about that. 1 point is always equal to whatever the loan amount is. In your case, if your house is $567,000, that's the loan that you're getting. 1 point is $5,670. 1 point. Now, if it costs you 2 points, the total of that is going to cost you $11,340 just to do the refinance. You ain't even done nothing yet. So you got to make sure that you have at least the $11,340 in equity in the property. And I'm going to do my best to try to make this as simple and clear as possible. What's up, Kevin? So you have $11,340 just to get the interest rate down. And then it's going to also cost you another point in lender fees and closing costs and things like that. All right. So that's another $567. Total all of that up. It's going to cost you just to do this refinance to get to the 4.75 that they're talking to you about. It's going to cost you $17,000 in lender fees and points just to do the loan at the 4.75. Let me tell you, in about a year to 2 years, we will see the rates pop back down into the fours again. So if I were you, I would just hold off. Why am I saying that? I'm saying that specifically because to do this whole entire thing, if you take $17,000, let me just back up for a second. Your payment is at the current rate at the 5.75 is $3,500 a month. At the 4.775, it will take your payment to $3,000 a month. The difference in the payment is $556. If you take this number and you divide it by that $17,000 that you're going to pay to get that rate, it's going to take you, it'll tell you how long it's going to take you to recover that money. In this case, it's going to take you 30 months to recover the $17,000 that you put in before you start making any headway, which means to me that you might as well wait until the market comes back into the 4%, which will happen in about a couple of years. All right. So during election time, I need you to always remember that election is when? Next year. Rates always drop in election year. So I need you to be prepared for that. Do not do this refinance because you will have spent $17,000 when you could have just waited another year and a half and did the same thing at no cost to you. All right. So what questions do you have for me tonight? Put it down in the comments. I want to read them. I want to see them. Ruben, I see you. Kevin, I see you, honey. Hello. What's up, Mr. Bailey? I got you. Yeah, so put your questions down in the comments for me, you guys. Share this message because there might be someone else who is on the fence about refinancing and they don't know how to figure out, well, how do I know if it makes sense? It only makes sense if you can get to 4.75. It doesn't cost you anything. And your payment is going to drop by the $500 at no cost to you, then it makes sense. But remember, whenever you're refinancing, it's always going to be a cost to it. What do I mean? That means you will have closing costs, lender fees, and closing costs all the time. So you can expect to at least pay $5,000 to $10,000 to refinance your house. That's taking away from your equity. So the best thing for you to do sometimes, just add a little something to your payments, okay? And make sure when you're adding to the payments, you guys, that you tell them that it's for the principal, not just here's some extra payment money. Otherwise, they're just going to apply it to the interest, all right? What questions do you have? Otherwise, you guys, I'll see you later. I'll see you in these real estate streets tomorrow. Bye-bye.